Hi babe, where are we headed?
So we were driving in on I-90 and we kept seeing all these weird signs for this place called Wall Drug. So we're camped, what, a couple blocks away?
Yeah.
So we're gonna go check it out.
There it is.
Oh wow.
Wall Drug Store.
Guess we'll see what it's all about. We're just kidding. We've heard of Wall Drug before. It's on Shaun's...
I had. You had not.
It's been on Shaun's RV bucket list for a while. Shaun, what are you most excited about?
The free ice water. Duh. There it is, what all the billboards are about. Let's go get our free ice water. In December of 1931, Ted and Dorothy Husted bought the only drugstore in a town called Wall, on the edge of the South Dakota Badlands. In the midst of the Great Depression, the population of Wall was only 326 people. 326 poor people, mostly farmers who had been wiped out by the Depression and drought. 5 years, Dorothy. That's what I think we should give to this store. 5 good years. Construction on Mount Rushmore had begun in 1927, just 4 years prior, and they thought the completion of Rushmore would bring more traffic through their tiny town of Wall. However, by July of 1936, as they were nearing the end of their 5-year trial, business had not improved.
It came to Dorothy one blazing Sunday afternoon in July 1936. She got to thinking how hot and thirsty all those road-weary tourists must be. And that gave her an idea.
We've got this great big fountain and plenty of water and ice, I told Ted. Why don't we put up a few signs to let people know we're here? Get a soda, get a beer. Turn next corner, just as near, to Highway 16 and 14. Free ice water, Wall Drug.
The only fluffy cow you can pet.
How was it? Everything you'd hoped for?
Oh yeah, I so wanted to pet a bison.
Where are we?
We are at Badlands.
What is this place called?
No bad dispersed area.
We're at the Pinnacles overlooking part of Badlands. This is called the Wall. And just a little bit earlier, there was a bunch of cows right down here. We're not really sure how they climbed up there. There are some cows that just go everywhere on this road though. And then they said there's coyotes at sunset and maybe some bighorn sheep. We'll see if we see those out here, but very windy, very hot, but gorgeous.
This region in southwest South Dakota is characterized by vast grassy plains that suddenly become a network of jagged canyons and tall pinnacles, spires, and buttes that make up the Badlands National Park. Archaeological remains reveal people have lived in the Badlands area for almost 12,000 years, from nomadic people hunting mammoths to Native Americans following the bison herds. This land is difficult to survive in, and evidence indicates that previous to American homesteaders in the early 1900s, this land was used for seasonal hunting, not permanent inhabitation. You may be wondering why such a beautiful location is called the Badlands. So did I. It turns out that this national park was named to honor the Lakota Indian heritage in the area. The Lakota called this area Mako Shicha, which literally translates to the Badlands. And as we discovered while we were here, this is a harsh land. Hot summers, lots of wind, very little rainfall, and very little drinking water, plus the terrain, make this land worthy of its name. In 1922, South Dakotan Senator Peter Norbeck introduced the first bill in Congress to make a portion of the Badlands a national monument. In 1939, FDR designated it as Badlands National Monument. And in 1978, it was renamed Badlands National Park.
When you got an itch to scratch, you gotta scratch.
Our first time driving through the Badlands here in South Dakota, it is absolutely gorgeous. Just seeing the different colors in the landscape is just like mind-blowing.
Definitely leave yourself plenty of chances to drive through. There's one main thoroughfare through the Badlands, but we're gonna drive a couple of different evenings and get some of the sunset lights and get up before the sun's even up and catch some sunrise views, but just all of the different shadows and colors that you will catch through Badlands. It is absolutely gorgeous. We are driving through the Badlands today. We came out the backside into what is called the Buffalo Gap National Grasslands and stopped in this little area called Scenic, South Dakota. So I'm just walking around checking out these kind of old, abandoned looking buildings. Like if Walking Dead were a thing, this is where a lot of zombies would be hiding out. I just find old stuff like this really fascinating and love getting out and exploring it. We are just pulling into the Prairie Homestead right outside of the east entrance of Badlands National Park. I am super excited about this. I guess we both just kind of find the I don't know, old frontier lifestyle or Western lifestyle super fascinating. Back when people did live on homesteads and just, you know, made their own food and their own soap. So we're gonna check out this Prairie Homestead now and then go drive back through Badlands more around the golden hour of sunset today. And then we'll be heading off in the morning back towards Colorado Springs so we can escape the 100-degree temps. Lauren's getting into costume.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna get to wear more than just hats.
So this is actually the original homestead that they lived on, or that they settled in 1909 as part of the Homesteading Act. And they signed up for their 160 acres of land and moved out from Nebraska. They hand dug this well 30 feet deep, but unfortunately many of them went dry. So in later years, this one only furnished a couple of buckets of water a day. Will they let you pet them?
I don't know. Come here, goatie.
What sound do goats make?
They like, I don't remember actually.
Maybe moo at them and...
I don't remember what sound goats make.
Your dad would be disappointed in you.
I know. Will you build me a nice chicken coop when we homestead someday?
Yes.
Thank you. And we got that on camera.
Only if I get a drone.
Deal.
So, fun fact, in the old outhouses, they would use the Sears and Roebuck catalog as their toilet paper.
Welcome to the home of Mr. and Mrs. Ed Brown. In the fall of 1909, Mr. and Mrs. Brown and their bachelor son Charles migrated from eastern Nebraska by covered wagon to homestead this 160 acres. Arriving late in the fall, they immediately began to build the dugout portion of their home. They started by digging out the kitchen and bedroom portion. 2 small boards and 2 pieces of building paper served as a room divider between the kitchen and bedroom. This was their completed home.
We're back in their bedroom. Not a lot of light in here, but it is much, much cooler. We lived in a 3-story, 3-bedroom, but really 4 if you count the basement, with what, 3.5 baths. And it was you and I.
Yeah.
Does this feel cramped?
No, not at all. This actually feels really nice. I was just thinking that like all the space that we had, we just filled it with junk. And that this is like really lean and just the minimum for what you need to live.
Hanging out on our front porch.
Yeah, nice view.
Mm-hmm.